Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome yourself to the 17th episode of the Blind Counter Podcast. I'm your host with the most, Offset, aka Big Bob here, and joined here with me today is my executive producer and co-host himself, Mr. AKIIRA AMANE. How you doing today, Mr. Sir?
Big Bob, doing good, doing well. Been a day, but here to talk some Call of Duty with the homie, and ready to get into it. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Just getting back into the roll of things here. We just wrapped up Major One over there at Boston, so a lot of Call of Duty, and also a lot of topics of discussion. A lot happened after this major here, so
So much.
I'm actually there's a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about this week.
Real quick, is it like 2 weeks until qualifiers? Do you know?
I actually do not know off the top of my head. I can look it up real
Where I
quick.
heard that. Yeah, we'll check it out later
Um,
for sure.
yeah, for sure, for sure. But for everyone here, we appreciate you guys tuning in here live. We're gonna get right into some topics of discussion here. I mean, we can just kind of roll right into it if we want here. Let's see here. So, kind of going into the first topic of discussion here, we're gonna talk about challengers at the Boston event here. Looks like FaZe Clan Black. They were the ones absolutely dominating the scene here. They placed first in the Challengers Open bracket there, and then second place came in Hamza, Craze, and Wiz and Geo. So that's crazy to see there. But here's all the teams that placed top 12. Then obviously your FaZe Clan Black, which is the team that's been going absolutely crazy. And if I'm not mistaken too, I'm pretty sure there was some discussion saying that they all, if not all of them, have been talking to different CDL teams.
I think so. Yeah.
Have you heard that?
I feel like definitely ASIM in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if Kremp. Yeah, all of them. To be honest, if not to come together as it like Kremp and ASIM as a duo. I thought this watching them like they should go together, but it was only confirmed like I've heard it a few times elsewhere too. But like they need to go together somewhere. And like side note, like that jersey's fire. That shit
Yeah,
is so sick.
yeah. No, they've been frying, and I mean, obviously
Like
this
this looks
team.
like a professional team. Like you could pick out and literally throw away any brand in the pro league and just throw this in here. It'd look way better.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And they've all been um, pros in the past, so it's
Yeah,
definitely to be expected out of this team here.
yeah.
I did honestly think that the EU team, the Bance, Hixie, Beans, and Nasty, were going to be the best ones there when it came to LAN, but it looks like a Steambrack, Bremp, and Gang went absolutely crazy. Um,
9 through 12. Oh damn.
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, top 12, not bad at all.
No, no.
Um, yeah. And then here's the finals stats here for FaZe Clan going up against Lord Gaming. I mean, Kremp just going absolutely crazy in this series. They've FaZe Black came in and 4-1 swept the floor here. Kremp is king for this series here with a 1.35, 89 kills, and 66 deaths. Anything that you want to point out here to talk about?
I did watch this. Like I was up. Not really that early when it was on. Like what, 10:30, 11 o'clock. But I watched it. Yeah, Kremp was going absolutely crazy. Geo was doing his thing too. Craze. They were talking about him like the casters. I wasn't too familiar, but he held his own 1.0. Doing what you got to do. But it was expected. Like FaZe Black, they went crazy.
Yeah, I mean, look at Kremp again. I mean, 17k, 17.5k
Look at that,
damage, dude. I mean, that's just
Dammy.
insane out of him.
Golly.
For sure, for sure. Um, okay, well, I mean, cool. So, congrats to them there. I mean, Kremp, I
Yeah,
could definitely
congrats.
see them going pro this year. Maybe. Um, I mean, we could talk about it right now. I mean, do you think any teams that would? I mean, we actually let's put a pin in that one.
Is
Put a
it
pin
is
in that
it
one.
coming up? Maybe.
Because we have the Toronto Ultra CDL finals coming out. And Toronto is your 2024 Major 1 champions for this year here. So Scrappy, Insight, Dylan, Envoy, and Kleenex were going absolutely roguelation. And they won a grand total of 150K split between the four of them there. So that's actually
Sheesh.
insane there. So they got a
You
bag.
know, Scrap loving that.
Oh yeah, his girlfriend loving that too. And to kind of go off of that now
Damn,
with this win here for Envoy, he ties Priesta for the most land wins in the CDL, which I'm pretty sure is 5. So
that's pretty crazy.
that is crazy. That is
I didn't
crazy.
know it was like someone was coming up so quick on that, but like, cause I was like, his thing. But nah, you could. I mean, it's just gonna keep building and building. That's interesting though. Most land wins
Yeah.
in the CDO.
I mean, Envoy
Wow.
is just a monster in itself too. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
he's
been on some great teams in the past. He's been on Optic. He's been on LA Thieves and won the ring there, and now he's on Ultra. And they're gonna be some heavy competition this year for sure. I definitely see them being consistent throughout the year. Beating FaZe like that back to back, and then also subliners and all the top teams as well. I mean, they definitely had their fair share of runs. I'm ready to see what they do up against Optic. Um,
yeah.
it's gonna be a good time. Sure.
I was hoping. I was hoping.
Yeah. So this is the current standings right now, as after the major one wins here. So we got Ultra at 160 points, 10-1 in the series with a map count win loss of 31-8. And then second place we have Atlanta FaZe, number 3 Optic Texas, number 4 Minnesota Rocker, number 5 New York Subliners, number 6 Seattle Surge coming in at 7, Miami Heretics, number 8 LAG, number 9 is your Las Vegas Legion. Number 10 is the Carolina Royal Ravens. 11, Boston Breach. And coming in at dead last, Los Angeles Thieves with 20 points. Series win loss of a 2.6 and a 10-20 map win loss. Anything that surprises you here on this list?
I mean, it's not like too far, but like just seeing Heretics like at 7 now is pretty crazy after the event. To see Rocker up there, I mean, I think we're all surprised about that. I mean, I'm glad they were able to make a little something happen. Subliners, that was crazy to see what happened.
Yeah, the C subliners get
What,
absolutely like world starred this weekend here. I
bruh?
mean, they're onliners now. They're no longer the New York subliners, the New York onliners.
Sure facts.
Because they got literally like first
They were on
rounded
the
in
front
winners,
page, brother.
and
They were
then
on the front page.
that's
World
actually
Star.
yeah, yeah, absolutely insane.
I was not expecting
Pretty
that, but I
sure
mean,
they
they're
got what
still
3-0'd.
up there. I think so. Like
Yeah, that's
they
actually
didn't
insane, dude.
they couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, so New York definitely surprises me here on this list. Minnesota Rocker, no one, I don't think anyone saw them coming in at fourth. And then Heretics definitely an interesting place to see them. And then Boston Breach, I also find them in a weird situation there because I do like that team. They do have a high ceiling, but they're just not consistent enough.
Yeah.
And it's definitely something to mention there. Royal Ravens actually showing up this weekend was absolutely insane. I was really hoping they would come across the doubleation up against Seattle Surge, but I mean, dude, it was just a masterclass out of Ravens for sure this weekend here. I mean, coming from barely any wins here to taking out the Subliners and then almost winning it up against the Seattle Surge. I mean,
Yeah,
definitely
like come
interesting.
on.
Definitely interesting here. Um, so right here we have the final prize
Eee.
and placings here for Major One. Obviously, first place went to Ultra. Atlanta FaZe came in second, winning a total of 90 grand and 700 or 75 points to the CDL. And then coming at number 3 was your Optic Texas, winning a total of 60K. Minnesota Rocker number 4, 30K. Your LAG and Seattle Surge 15K. Ravens and Legion 7.5K, and the rest of them got a big ass donut in the
Donny.
bag with no points, no nothing. So it's cool to see that these major one wins mean a lot because I mean 100 points, that's a lot of points.
That's a lot of that's like I mean the money is nowhere near as good as it used to be, but like 100 points is 100 points. The people in the replies 26 mil, 30 mil buy-in, team gets 150K. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Like that's kind of
definitely,
what I'm thinking. Like what's got
definitely crazy, bro.
like what? I don't I don't know. Pay to play, whatever.
And I'm pretty sure this prize pool is cut in half, or not half, but
Yeah,
25% from
at
last year.
least.
Actually insane. Actually insane. Um,
And one less event, right? Or
yeah.
something like that.
One less event, yeah, definitely insane there. But
Huh.
go to the website real quick here, and we're gonna check out the matches from this weekend. I forgot to pull this up, so I apologize in advance. So we're gonna go into
No.
Thursday here.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so the lands always start with 4 days on Thursday, because we have two rounds of things to go through here. So the first match of the LAN tournament was FaZe versus LAG, 3-0ing the LAG, taking home the hard point on Skid Row, the search and destroy on Invasion, and the control on Invasion. Is there anything that sticks out to you for this series here?
I mean, I feel like it was expected, right? Like, I mean, they did, play a little bit, but that was just nothing they could do. FaZe was going crazy. I mean, they were in the, finals for a reason. So, nothing too much expected.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can see here is Celium with a 1.78. KD going absolutely rogue. I mean, he only died 23 times this series. So, I mean,
That's
that's insane.
insane.
Definitely insane. Um, so yeah, congratulations to FaZe on that one there. They continue to be victorious and undefeated during that time in the tournament there. And then the Subliners get 3-0'd in the next series against Minnesota Rocker,
Damn, should have
uh,
worn the rocker shirt, man.
for sure. So Fraz's Minnesota Rocker go absolutely masterclass up against the previous champs winners, world champs. They have taken home the hardpoint invasion, the search and destroy on Karachi, and the control on Karachi. And then anything that sticks out to you here in the series here?
Yeah, no, I mean, we kind of mentioned it a second ago. Just like New York just said, "Nah, I'm good." Like, never mind. We'll just go back to
Yeah,
where we came from. I don't understand.
I
I
mean,
do not get it.
actually, I'll be honest. Like accuracy turned the fudge
He,
up this
yeah, no,
this series, dude. He's an animal for sure.
yeah, he's got that experience too. Like, I mean, I mean, they're the world champs right now, but like, you're right. If they're gonna be playing bad and accuracy's doing well, like they're extra locked because he's telling them exactly what to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So this team right here was definitely a Trojan horse, a dark horse team, if you will, coming out of nowhere and absolutely slamming the New York Onliners in a 3-0 fashion. We're just going to move on into this next series here. What's going on, Mr. Anxious? Hope you're having a great afternoon. All right, and we're going to tune in here to the third series of the night on Thursday night when it was Toronto Ultra versus the Seattle Surge, and it comes to a 3-0 victory for Toronto Ultra, bringing home the hard point on Skid Row, the search and destroy on Skid Row, and then the control on Karachi. Is there anything that sticks out to you for this series here?
Shouts out Angshi. No, not really. I mean, I don't know if it might come up later in all these topics, but bruh, Illy was playing out of his mind, and he was out of his mind. And to
Yeah,
get 3-0 by Ultra still lets you know how good Ultra was locked in, even more so this weekend. So that's pretty crazy.
yeah, Ultra definitely coming in and slamming Seattle Surge. I mean, they absolutely 100-point clubbed them in the hard point, and then the search and destroy, same thing here, 6-2 victory, and then a 3-0 slammage to close it out for the series here. So they definitely were doing work here. Kleenex. I know there were some crazy highlights that they were showing off here. I mean, Kleenex was huge on the map here, going absolutely rogue. The MVP going absolutely insane. The first map of the tournament for them, or the first series of the tournament for them. So
I should have put
definitely.
my prize picks on. Like Kleenex did me dirty last weekend, but I should have put more on him this time.
Well, for next round, next
Next little something.
little song, you know what to do. And then to close out the Thursday night, we have the Miami Heretics going up against the Optic Texas, and this was a 3-0 victory for Optic
Revenge.
Texas to get the revenge on land, taking home the hard point on Skid Row, the search and destroy on Invasion, and the control on Karachi. Anything to
Yes,
point out here?
sir. Yes, sir. Nah, we just did it off the bustle. It's been a minute since they've been on the stage for Miami, I think. So it was probably like some jitters, you know, not that they would get nervous about playing Optic, but that doesn't help with the crowd. And I think it was just it all added up, and they just played better too. I mean, they had to show up regardless, so it looks pretty even. I mean, Shotzi had some good damage in the series. I mean, relative to everything else going on. So yeah, pretty even. Good teamwork, and they just did it. They did good.
Yeah. Um, definitely a good series out of the boys. Optic Texas. I know that Mutineer curse was finally broken with this doublation.
Hey,
So
I didn't even think about that.
yeah, so good to see that there. I definitely agree with the first time jitters as well for the Miami Heretics. Um, okay, and then going into the first series on the Friday night was the New York Subliners going against the Carolina Royal Ravens, and this was a surprising series here with the Carolina Royal Ravens 3-1ing the New York Onliners, sending the New York Subliners home, placing
What?
dead last.
What?
Um, absolute crazy storyline here on this one. Royal Ravens taking home the hard point on Karachi, the search and destroy on Invasion. Subliners were able to take home the control on Karachi, but the victorious nailed in the coffin for Subliners going home with no money and no CDL points was the terminal hard point with a 250 to 128 victory going towards the Carolina Royal Ravens. Is there anything that you want to speak on with this series here?
I mean, I'd just be mad flying wherever playing that match on a cheese map like Term. I like Terminal, but it can be cheesy. And then just like, okay, oh wait a second, we're actually out of the tournament. Like fuck,
Yeah,
like that would suck.
yeah. I mean, the former world champs coming in and getting first rounded
Feeling like
in their first
tease.
teams. I mean, sheesh, you know what I'm saying? Uh,
Hey,
Tyler Fellow, TJ Holly, Gwen, and Clayster definitely turned up. And we absolutely saw a slammage from the Carolina Royal Ravens, and everyone was surprised to see that they were actually going to come victorious and so hot and heavy. So definitely a good team here. I'm very surprised, very
yeah.
surprised here. And we got Big Anxious in the chat. We got Big Anxious in the chat.
Big Anksy shouts out Anksy.
And then
I need
coming
to
into
pull
the
it up.
second series of the night, of Friday night, we have your LAG going against the LAT Battle of Los Angeles. And LAG comes out in a fashion of 3-1, taking home the hard point on Karachi, the search and destroy on Invasion, and then LAT clapping back with a control on Karachi High Rise 3-0 victory, and then LAG closing it out on the hard point Skid Row 250 to 182. Anything that out to you here?
Bro, do you think I mean you definitely got to think LA's making a roster change, yeah.
Yeah. After seeing this weekend kind of go by like this, I mean, placing dead last, we'll kind of get to it here after everything. But I mean, Dan Ghosty with a 1.42. I mean, someone get him some help. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have to definitely get a roster change going. I don't see Ghosty going anywhere with the stats that he's dropping and the things that he's doing. Maybe a Cammy and an Afro switch. Maybe
Oh
a
yeah.
maybe a full roster change except for Ghosty. Who knows? I mean, I definitely see Joe Deceives with the 1.0 in the series here. I mean, but if we're so positive, and I don't know if they have the good teamwork or what, um, but yeah, man,
No, I get you. I mean, that's just that's crazy to say though about like Afro and Cammy, but it's true. It's true.
yeah, yeah. I mean, ever since Cold War, I don't think Cammy's been top tier. You know what I'm saying? Like he's definitely
Yeah.
been a pro player that can hold his own, but I think more on the lower end now. So
Cold
definitely
War
interesting to
Cammy is
see.
gone.
Yeah,
Pouty face.
ad face emoji. And then moving into the third series of Friday night here, we have your Miami Heretics going up against the Las Vegas Legion. And it is a 3-0 victory for Las Vegas Legion, sending home the Miami Heretics home with
Fuck
no
out of here.
money
What?
and
Fuck.
no CDL points.
Oops.
Um, so, I mean, Las Vegas Legion
Oops.
taking home the hardpoint invasion, the search and destroy Karachi, and the control on invasion. Anything that that points out to you here that you want to point out, or anything?
I mean, I do like Miami, but you know, just the whole optic thing here recently. So I was like, man, fuck them. So, oh well. Thank you, Legion. Appreciate y'all, boys. Purge,
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know, bro. Purge.
dude,
On a side
Purge
note,
dropping a .46 for this series is
and
actually
still
insane.
win. Yeah, like, dude.
24 and 52, first series on LAN. I mean, we gotta make
What,
a roster
what is
change.
Journey's a .451? Is that what I'm seeing?
The .57 for Journey.
.57.
Yeah,
So they were basically 3v3. Those two were fucking off.
yeah, pretty much,
Okay,
pretty
okay.
much. So as far as what I'm looking at here, I mean, I definitely see, a possibility of, hey, Purge, what what's going on, man? Do we need to bench you for a second and put in somebody that can hold their own? Like, what's going on here? So definitely the omit team from last year's challengers winners champs, not doing so well this year. We see the God RX, getting dropped and retiring, and now we have Purge dropping some stinkers. So um,
Stinky?
well, only time will tell here. Only time will tell here. Um, but going on to the next match of the fourth match of the Friday night here was your Seattle Surge going up against the Boston Breach, and Seattle Surge coming out barely victorious in a 3-2 fashion up against the Boston Breach here. Boston Breach takes the map one of Hardpoint sub base, and then the Seattle Surge take home the second map of Search and Destroy on Invasion, and then Boston Breach clapped back to be 2-1 against the Control on Karachi in a 3-0 fashion, and then Seattle Surge tying up the series on a hardpoint Karachi, and then the absolute slammage from Seattle Surge on map 5, 6-1 on the high rise Search and Destroy. Is there anything that you want to speak about on the series here?
I mean, if they could have clutched up at least one of the searches, at least, I mean, bro, search in Seattle, like, obvious. Those guys are just search superstars, but like varsity going, look, hold up, negative, 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 still one. Snoopy go trying to run into his thing. Capsule, I feel like Capsule was hurting them a little. I mean, just not just because of kills, but like uh Snoopy, he's just not really a known quantity, so he could be a little unpredictable yet. But like the history of Capsule and what I've seen, like he'll kind of similar to Shotzi, right? Like you expect him to make a disciplined play. Most of the time, you're like, okay, like I could see why you would have done that or
Mhm.
this or that, but they just run. They just run, and it's not really that type of game, or at least the meta not right now. So I feel like he's just like getting caught in some bullshit, maybe a YY, or just going through a door not thinking, and it might have costed a little bit. But I mean, the searches in Seattle, like you got to clutch up at least that second hard point, or you're done. And that's what
Yeah,
happened.
yeah, no, I agree. I mean, Slasher going absolutely huge this series here with a 1.45 KD, 18k damage and 94 kills. I mean, he absolutely went crazy. And then caps it all. Yeah, I mean, he's got the lowest kills in the series here with 63 and 77 kill death ratio and 12k damage. So yeah, he must not have been having a good time on this series here. But unfortunately,
I'd be pissed.
this sent the Boston Breach home with no money and no CDL point. So interesting to see that there out of the Boston Breach. And then we have the final match of Friday night here of LAG and Las Vegas Legion, and LAG coming out victorious in a 3-2 fashion. Um, and the series was definitely a swing series here for LAG, because LA or Las Vegas Legion took home map 1 and 2, the hard point on Skid Row and the Search and Destroy on Invasion. So they were up 2-0 in the series, and then Las Vegas Gorillas decided, or I'm sorry, Los Angeles Gorillas came back with a full sweep of the control on high rise dub, the hard point on Karachi dub, and the Search and Destroy on Terminal Dub in a 6-1 fashion. Anything that sticks out to you here?
Um, Not really, just one of those inevitable games. Like I was paying attention to be honest, but I was just kind of waiting, like at this point. But LEG came out on top. That's uh not what I expected, but definitely can go either way. But, let me see. That's that last one though. Like they couldn't get more on them on search. Like that's interesting to me, especially after winning the invasion. So who knows? Wonder what they'll be working on.
Yeah, and I see Purge kind of seeing a positive KD here with a 73 and 72 for the series here with a 1.01. He barely went positive, so I think he was like, I have to do something for this team here. And he definitely showed up and showed out this series here, but unfortunately they couldn't get it done. Sending them the Las Vegas Legion home with no money and no CDL
Nope.
points
See ya.
once again. So GG's to them, GG's to them.
GG shitter.
And then going into Saturday here, we have the very first map or matchup. It was the Seattle Surge and Carolina Royal Ravens, and this was an absolute nail biter to the very
Yeah.
end. Seattle Surge and Carolina Royal Ravens. I mean, this was an absolute bang out from both teams here, and then Royal Ravens have to be the underdog here, and keeping up with these middle of the pack teams on land is definitely crazy.
Yeah.
Carolina coming home, taking home the map one, hard point on Karachi, and then the Seattle Surge obviously taking home the Search and Destroy on Karachi, and then the control goes to Carolina Royal Ravens in a 3-2 fashion, and then the hard point was the game, was the pinnacle of this series here. I knew that the Seattle Surge is such a great S&D team that if they lost this hard point, that there was no shot that they were
It
going to
was a
win.
wrap, dude.
And it was a 250 to 247 loss
I'd be
for
sick.
Carolina Royal Ravens. I mean, they definitely choked. Um, they definitely choked that lead there. I mean,
Entire, yeah.
they definitely had some crazy going on here, and this is when Italy was going absolutely ham in
He
a
was
1.53 that map four for the dub for them. I mean, they barely lost that. I mean, they lost rotations on that last hill, and they just couldn't break it. And it turned out they lost. And then going into that terminal search, it was absolutely clinical. Search and destroy out of Illy and them, with Illy dropping a 4.50, 9-2. I mean, this kid was cracked, bro.
what the fuck?
Cracked. Like this dude was off his rocker. I'm not
He was
talking. I'm not talking
yeah.
Minnesota. You know what I'm saying?
He was off that reverse Benjamin. He was going absolutely insane.
Yeah, 92 kills with a 1.31 KD for the series, with 19k damage. I mean, this dude was shooting.
He was seeing
Um,
the past, the present, and everything that will be.
yeah,
Like this
that third
dude.
eye was wide open for sure. Um, I mean, anything that really sticks out to you on this series here?
Nah, low key, I wish Ravens would have got it just because of being in the Carolinas. But I mean, good games. That definitely was a fun one to watch. This is when things were getting good.
Yeah, this was definitely the one of the best matchups to see here. Definitely on the side of the fence with you, man. Definitely wanted to see Carolina Royal Ravens, a good underdog story, and then also at Carolina homage. I want to see them come out victorious and definitely see what they could have done against Optic for sure. But yeah. So then going into the second series of Saturday was your Atlanta FaZe going up against the Optic Texas and Atlanta
I don't want to
FaZe.
talk about it, man. I don't want to
Atlanta
talk about it.
FaZe. Atlanta FaZe 3-2ing Optic Texas. Um, Optic taking home the hard point on Subbase, and then Atlanta FaZe clapping back, taking home the Search and Destroy on Invasion and the Control on High Rise. And then once again, your Optic Texas taking home the fourth map, which was a hard point on Invasion, and then they just couldn't get it done on the Search and Destroy on High Rise in a 6-2 fashion dub and win series for Atlanta FaZe. Anything to speak about here on the series?
Not really. Wish Optic got this one. We had a rematch a little later on. They were just if we could clean up search against them, it would have been really interesting to watch a ultra match. But it is what it is.
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely think Optic Texas is almost there as far as being able to be like number one. I mean, obviously they have some great hard point games, but they just can't win a search. So I think some more time in the tank for some search and destroy. Maybe I don't know, practice some more or something.
They
Get
need to
some wagers
practice
going.
just like I know it's his play style and that's what he's known for, but like evolve the game plan, become a better player by knowing when to slow down. And I don't know. Shotzi can do it all, but like he doesn't need to. So hopefully there's like a balance that's found, and then let Dashy get some more kills, bro. Like I know Pred can hunt and gather them up, and there's only so much to go around, but like Dashy is literally a shooter. He is the best in the league. Like let him get more kills.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it was definitely a stinker out of him this series here with a total of a .78 KD, 58 kills, 81 deaths. Definitely a
That might have
stinker
been
for
some
him.
homework too. Yeah, like he might have just they be hitting offies like crazy in this game.
Yeah, yeah. So um, definitely a crucial series out of the boys in green there. Um, but all good in the neighborhood there. Then going into the third series here on the Saturday night, we have Toronto Ultra going up against your Minnesota Rocker in winner final, or in the winners round 3 or 2 or something like that. And it was a 3-0 fashion for Minnesota Rocker. I'm sorry, a 3-0 fashion win for the Toronto Ultra, taking home the hard point on Skid Row, the search and destroy on Karachi, and the control on Invasion there. Anything that points out to you here?
I mean, shout out Lens. Other than that, it was expected.
Yeah, definitely a big series out of Lens. The rookie there holding his own, big wake showing up. But I mean, Scrappy, Envoy, and Kleenex going crazy in this series here. But much to be expected from Toronto Ultra. Moving on into winners finals there.
Dun 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 dun.
And then
The
the very last matchup of the Saturday night was. Oh, did I miss one? Sure did.
yeah.
The fourth series of Saturday night was the Optic Texas going up against your Seattle Surge.
Oh
This
yeah.
was a
I
crucial
like
win
this.
for
I
Optic
like this.
Texas, sending home the Seattle Surge in a 3-1 fashion.
My
Optic
goosebumps.
taking home the hardpoint sub base, and then obviously Seattle Surge taking the search and destroy home on terminal, and then Optic Texas taking home the control on invasion and the hardpoint on terminal. Anything to speak on here?
Glad we won. It was cool to. I mean, I'm so glad we didn't have to do another search with Seattle. I mean, we were decent against them, but like you can just see that's where we need to work on a lot of things. But other than that, it was cool to see them play against Hugh and Illy. I mean, even Arcides from the Chicago Huntsman days, right? So it was pretty cool. Uh, Definitely glad Optic got that one.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, it is kind of crazy to think about that. Illy, Arcees, and Hook were all on Optic at one time. So,
Right? And they're all like, fuck, bro. Like, they're just sitting there like, fuck.
definitely a big
Cold as
series at
hell
a
outside, like, fuck.
Seattle, and they're not Texas.
Yeah.
Definitely a big series out of Dashy, Pred, and Kenny all going positive, well above positive with the 1.29, 3.1, and 3.6. And then Shotzi barely negative at the .99. So good series out
Optic
of them.
Surge, Optic Texas.
And then the last series of the night was the Minnesota Rocker and LAG. And Minnesota Rocker taking this home with a 3-2 fashion there. Minnesota taking home the hard point on Karachi. And then LAG taking home that second series, that second map, Search and Destroy on Invasion. And then Minnesota Rocker tying it up there in a 2-1 fashion on Control and Invasion. And then I'm sorry, the LAG taking home the control on invasion, and the Minnesota Rocker taking home the fourth and fifth map, which was a hard point on Skid Row and search and destroy on terminal.
Look
Anything
at the
to
KD. bruh.
Yeah,
Look at the teamwork to win it.
yeah. LAG, surprisingly, almost all of them positive. I mean, DiamondCon 1.21, Assault 1.15, Fame 1.07, and still taking the L is something to think here. And then Minnesota Rocker, all negative, but coming home victorious was definitely insane to see there. And they were all rocking 0.9s, so and all had some decent damage too. So definitely some good teamwork out of the boys there, and yeah, taking out the series on Saturday night, going into Sunday Championship Sunday here, uh,
Ooh.
which goes to be the first series is the Minnesota Rocker and Optic Texas for top four. Obviously, Optic Texas comes out victorious in a 3-1 fashion, sending Minnesota home in fourth place. Optic taking home the hard point on Invasion, the search and destroy on Karachi. Minnesota taking home the control on Invasion, and the uh, series win goes to the hard point Skid Row for Optic Texas in a 250 to 176 fashion. Anything to speak on here?
Expected, like a couple of the other ones before, to be honest with you. Love seeing Pred just do his thing, like actually finding a groove and just playing that fucking lay down spot, some cruddy ass little angle. But no, they did good. The control was a little weird. I thought we were definitely gonna be better at control. We as an Optic, but just glad they got the win. Glad for a top three. I mean, this is like I don't know what it was, what's expected, but still, it feels good to know like what you expect actually comes to fruition. Like they're actually really good teams. The speculation is like not just speculative. So yeah, it was definitely good to see this win.
Absolutely. I mean, definitely. Pred was frying this series here with 81 kills and a 1.37 for the series and 14k damage. Your damage leader for the series as well. Definitely a hard carry out of Predation there. GG to them.
Congratulations.
And then going into the second series of Championship Sunday is your Atlanta FaZe and Toronto Ultra. And Ultra coming out victorious in a 3-1 fashion against Atlanta FaZe, taking home the hard point on Karachi and the search and destroy on Invasion. Atlanta FaZe clapping back with no hands on the control on Invasion, and then the hard point on Subbase was a victory and series win for Toronto Ultra at 250 to 128. Anything to speak on here?
I mean, bruh, what? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
it might be tides of turning. You know, maybe it's Ultra season for a while, Ultra Dynasty season. So,
Yeah, I mean,
nah,
and to speak
it's,
on that too a little bit. I mean, this was
they
uh
lost.
this was Atlanta FaZe's first loss this break or whatever because they were 10 and
Yeah.
0 going into this series here. Um, but yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that was I was about to get to that point too. So no, you're right. It's just I know old Scuttabutt happy about that Ultra win. He's going. I can't wait. He's probably gonna say some shit.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, definitely scrappy going huge this series here with 83 kills and a 1.20 KD. And then on the opposite side there, FaZe, Raza, and Celium both dropping positive as well, 76 and 71 kills for both of them boys there. But they just weren't able to click well. Ultra being the number one hardpoint team in the CDL right now, definitely hard to get them. I mean, FaZe, they need to work on something here as far as their search and destroy because getting 6-1 on the
Yeah.
Invasion, search and destroy is absolutely crazy. But Ultra definitely looking gross as
Yeah,
usual.
they were definitely teamwork and all that was gross, but like against FaZe, you're going 6-1. Like that's
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
insane. That's
They got
actually
Celium on a big ass map, and you gonna do that to him?
yeah. And then going into the third series here of the night was for top two, Atlanta FaZe in Optic, Texas, face to face, and Atlanta FaZe sending home the Optic Texas boys for third place in a 3-1 fashion. Atlanta
Damn.
FaZe taking home the hardpoint terminal and the search and destroy on Invasion. Optic Texas only taking home the control on Invasion, and then Atlanta FaZe coming out victorious in a 250 to 212 score count on the hard point on Invasion. Anything to speak on here?
Mm, uh, it hurts, but no, like I said, it's good. Good top three. Kind of expected, low key. I mean, you could just kind of see a few holes in Optics' game plan. FaZe has just been lights out, comparable to Ultra. And those two you just knew were about to be in the finals, but yeah, they played well. They just couldn't close it out, couldn't bring it back, and heartbreaker.
Yeah,
But it's all
heartbreaker for
good.
sure to see Optic Texas take the L there.
It's all good.
But then, top three, not bad for the first major. You know what I'm saying? Definitely would like to see them number one, but
It's
Atlanta
either like
FaZe.
their first or their sixth. You know what I'm saying? Like there's never like a top three, and you're like, okay, I'll fuck with it.
Yeah, and Atlanta FaZe advances to grand finals up against Toronto Ultra, and they get
G fucking G.
4-1. Dude, what is going on? Toronto Ultra going absolutely
Uh,
rogue this series here. Best of 7, 4-1 victory up against Atlanta FaZe. Um, Toronto Ultra taking home the hard point on Karachi, the search and destroy on Skid Row. Atlanta FaZe was only able to take home the control on Invasion. Then Ultra taking home the hard point on Skid Row, and then the search and destroy on Karachi in a 6-2 fashion. Anything to speak on in this series here?
kind of weird on the control, but I mean, I thought they were about to 4-0 them. Like I thought they were about to just like embarrass the shit out of FaZe, but nah, this is interesting. I know old Patty P loving this shit too for his boy Kleenex, but yeah, just picking up Envoy Scrap is absolutely insane. Like he talks shit, but he backs it up. So like, what are you gonna do? And Insight, low key. I mean, look at the dude's KD. Like he has been going hammy.
Dude, yeah, no, this series he definitely turned up. Grand finals. I mean, he's probably like, yo, last year we ain't about to repeat what happened last year. And
No,
Buddy dropped a 1.42 with 85 kills. I mean, that's absolutely insane.
against FaZe, bro. That
Against
shit's crazy.
FaZe, against Atlanta FaZe, who is not a bad team at all, a top contender for sure. They definitely
It was
were.
never a bad. Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's
no,
crazy.
they're. I mean, it's Stimp, Stellium, Graza, and Abizi. You're dropping a 1.42 with 85 kills, 60 deaths,
On
15k
some
damage.
grinders, like that's
Yeah, that's
crazy
actually
in the
insane.
head.
Actually insane. So
Good
GG's,
turnout though. Yeah,
GG's,
GG's.
GG's to Toronto Ultra, coming out victorious there. Flashbang. Um,
Uh,
and then we'll just kind of jump into let's see here. Where's the CDL statistics at? Standings. So yeah, Toronto Ultra sitting pretty at 160 points on the standings here. Then Atlanta FaZe at 145, Optic Texas 100, Minnesota Rocker at 75, New York Subliners at 60, Seattle Surge at 60, Miami Heretics at 50, LAG at 50, Las Vegas Legion at 25, Carolina at 25, Boston Breach at 20, and LA Thieves at 20 as well. So
mm.
only top 8 get qualified to go to champs here, so they have to break at least 50 points here to get here. So LAG um, sitting right there at that borderline there, but Las Vegas, Carolina, Boston, and LAT need to figure out something so that they can get into that champs qualification. But
Hurting.
yeah,
Clayster better get in the top 8, bro. I swear.
yeah, no, I definitely want Placer to hit
Like
champs
I'd
and
I'd
have a
rather
good run for
see.
sure.
Yeah, I'd rather see get Gorillas out, put the Ravens in, fuck Surge, put Boston in that. I don't know,
Yeah.
switch it up.
And some of the top KDs out of Major 1 was Cilium with your 1.29, and then Pred coming in at second at 1.23, and Attach coming in at number 3 with a 1.22. So cool to see that Attach on Las Vegas Legion had the third best KD the series here, and everybody else was in the top team here. And then Felony also at number 8, Carolina Royal Ravens at a 1.06. Very, very interesting there.
3 of them ultra. Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah,
and three phase. Like, what do you expect?
yeah, definitely a good series.
Okay,
And
Felony doing his thing.
yeah, Diamond Con too. What the hell?
Yeah,
Coming out of nowhere, 1.07.
little DC.
Yeah, so those are some good prize picks players to hit their overs
Keep
for.
an eye out.
a little hintillation there. Then moving on here, and then day one viewership of the major peaked at 186, above major one from last year at 159. So Twitch or YouTube, the COD community is definitely undefeated. So last year we had 159K, and then switching over here to the last weekend, we had 186 peak viewers. So very interesting to see that we're growing, even though we're on YouTube. Definitely a good series and matches this weekend. Anything to comment on this here?
I mean, I'm all for it as far as like the perceived growth, but like, what about it do you think also maybe devil's advocate? Like, okay, first major back, first land back, got the Challengers Cup going on. It's FaZe, Ultra Optic in the top 3 final. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that had to have just kind of toppled on one another. But I'm glad to see these numbers regardless. This is great.
Yeah,
this is good stuff right here.
COD scene's definitely thriving, and definitely like to see that.
It's probably it always will. Like people, I don't know. Even with the game Destiny, like, oh, Destiny's dead. Like, bro, people play the shit out of that game.
Yeah, for sure. And then the actual total major one peaked at 245,000 viewers, which was the Optic Texas versus Atlanta FaZe on day 3 at 245K, and then obviously Optic and Atlanta on the finals day, which was the 229. Optic versus Minnesota, which was the 225. Atlanta versus Toronto final was 208, and then Optic versus Seattle at 188 viewers. In your opinion, do you think if Optic was in finals, what do you think would be the peak viewership there?
Finals, I mean, I think if they, it dipped down as well on the final day, I think, because they're like, oh, they lost, they might probably lose again type thing. But if they were in the finals, I'd probably say it was probably getting towards that tipping point. So probably like 260, 270.
Yeah.
Which would be.
I would be interested.
That'd be crazy.
Even 300K. I wonder what I forget what the top
300?
viewership. I forget what top viewership was for all time.
Bruh. Imagine being at the event that 300K viewers were watching.
Yeah, it'd be actually insane.
Do you know how lit that event would have to be inside?
That'd actually be insane. I mean, average viewers for the entire stage, major one this weekend, was 123K. I mean, that's insane. Going from last year's average at 112. And as far as the peak viewership, I mean, we've almost kind of went up 50%, because last year's was 159K and this one's 245K. So lots of growth from last year to this year. So that's good to see as well.
Damn.
And then moving on here, we have some crucial gameplay from Optic Texas. I want to just to kind of roll through this at least right quick here, because this was absolutely crazy to see Kenny going absolutely rogue to win the map here to tie up the series 2-2 for Atlanta FaZe in Optic Texas.
He can get close to winning it though. Oh, huge win out of cell. That would have made him like 1 point away from.
Let me make sure these settings are correct.
If you break it or broke it. Oh, Kenny. Oh no. They're spawning close river though, so it's not the end of the world, but they need to start getting these kills.
Needs to win needs to get snipped here.
Oh,
wait a minute. Nazi went huge.
Okay.
No.
Number 5's gonna get a kill.
No, not close. They spawn all
They're
around.
gonna spawn out Palace now.
Oh, that was
It's
cheese.
wall bang. Now it's just all up to Kenny here. Literally, Jotzi's dead. Look at here. We got one person
Pred just spawned up.
Yeah, Pred just spawned up. We got Dashy right here watching his back, and we got 4 FaZe kids coming in hot. Kenny getting one. And then Jotzi getting shit on.
You gotta trade.
Kenny going huge. Turns around, get the 3-piece.
God, bro. Turn around. So screwed.
And a 4-piece right there.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he went absolutely fucking crazy.
Holy shit.
Three-piece to save it is an understatement.
Yeah,
Absolutely
dude, that was
fucking
so. You can't even be mad that they like lost. You know, you're like, all right,
And
they're
that was absolutely
shooting.
crazy out of Kenny right there. And then there was some news here. I don't know if we want to get into it or not, but here's the point of view. I didn't want to show Illy's
Actual interview.
because I
I saw this too, though. I mean, you can summarize it what he was saying.
So-
what Enable was saying.
For those who don't know, Illy in a post-game interview on stage was kind of fumbling on a lot of words. He was just kind of rambling. No, he didn't really make a bunch of sense. It looked like Joe Biden up there just talking about whatever, just speaking as fast as he could, just trying to think on his feet. And it wasn't ending well. And then it just showed that people assuming that he was taking a lot of substances to performance enhance himself, so a lot of Adderall, and probably took way too much. That's speculation. It's not confirmed at any means there, but I mean, it was just blowing up online here. And then just to kind of put that to bed here, here's the devil advocate side from Enable's point of view.
He wasn't on coke, no. Right? So he gets dropped. Isn't on a team. He goes fucking 0 dark 30 for months on social media. I guarantee you, he most likely wasn't leaving his crib. Probably was fucking depressed. Okay? You add all that together for months on end, comes back. Anxiety is probably through the fucking roof, by the way. Okay? If any of you guys have ever had a panic attack or just have had social anxiety, man, that shit's no joke. Right? And then on top of that, he probably minimal food in his body, and he's fucking slamming Red Bulls like it's his job. And he's getting booed. Bro, if he was on the bean, he would have been laser locked. Listening to everything that Guy Blaze was saying. Bro, he couldn't even look up from his feet, man.
No, that's a great point. I mean, I don't know what your take is on that. I mean, I definitely think this has got some truth to hold on it there. I mean, just kind of going back from like the Cold War days of Illy joining, or even on the Empire days. I mean, I know that dude was like very shy and very like reluctant to join on like an interview and things like that too. And he's come a long way since joining Optic. They can train him and get him to where he can start talking in front of cameras and stuff like that. But he's always been like that shy dude or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And obviously to go dark like he did after Vanguard and not really do anything after a year, I'm sure he was definitely going through it mentally, and then clapping
Weird
back.
to be up there again.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he definitely wasn't looking at his feet, but he was definitely rambling. So who knows? Definitely a good discussion to be had there. But great points from Enable there. And then moving on here, so I thought this was also interesting too, where Scrap was talking about dropping 60 on the World Champs in Vanguard as an amateur, and reveals that he would have teamed with Optic in place of the injured Illy if he didn't get signed with Ultra. So interesting things here. We'll go into it here, but is it a possibility that Optic Scrap will happen at some time?
Oh my God! Against the World Champs.
He's hilarious.
Listen, against the World Champs. Read it out
Is that
loud.
MW 2019?
No, that's Vanguard.
Vanguard.
Vanguard against Thieves.
He dropped 60 against Thieves in a scrim.
Shit on.
You're all right, man. I'm not gonna gas you. You're all right.
Yo, you guys would have been
your team
fucked.
with Cap?
You would have been fucked if I played in Vanguard.
Wait, is this after?
We were fucked anyway. Our teammate was hurt.
I was top 3.
Is that after
in
we
the game.
dropped Cap?
Yo, you know, if I didn't sign to Toronto, I probably would have played with you guys.
We would have been gross.
I was dirty in that
We
game.
would have been fucking disgusting.
Because you guys were looking for one like this, like a month later. Oh my God! Against the World.
Dude, that's crazy to think about, bro. Imagine if Illy got hurt literally for like a month. Like, dude, this would have been Optic would have been in a position.
Wait. Oh, bruh.
Bruh. Yeah.
Straight up.
Bruh's right.
I mean,
I'm
but
pretty sure.
Kenny's been doing work, but like obviously Scrap has been insane.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So that's cool to see.
In my head, that's who he would take place. I don't know.
I don't know. He's absolutely slaying it.
Scrapping Kenny sounds kind of crazy too. I ain't gonna lie. I love Dashy. I love me some Dashy, but
Yeah.
just
True.
saying.
True. True. And then moving on to our another point here. So head coach from the Boston Breach says that he won't be changing their roster now. So as far as like a roster change goes after the placing that Boston Breach had this tournament here,
Yeah.
there's a lot of speculation of if they were going to change their team or not. So let's run this clip here.
As far as I'm aware, boys, we're not making a change. I mean, it's not my plan. We're gonna make it fucking work. We didn't build this roster to give up on it after one major. You know what I'm saying? What does that say about me if I'm willing to quit after one major? As far as I'm aware, boys, we're
Yeah. So definitely cool to see that they're going to stick together. I mean, they're just a new team. You know, obviously
Yeah.
nothing.
I mean, they got to give it time.
Yeah. So I mean, they're definitely got a good ceiling there. So they just got to work on consistency and things like that, and they'll be good to go, good to roll. And then moving into the
Bruh.
next topic, after Boston breached major, we have the announcement of Censor retiring from competitive Call of Duty. I mean, that was definitely a shocker to see that there. I mean, last year we had Zinni at Boston
Look
retiring.
who's in the background.
Yeah, Patrick Aches. That boy Aches.
Boy Patty.
That boy Patty P. So yeah, man. So GG's to Censor there. He's done a lot for the challenger scene, as well as the COD community in general too. From back in the day, FaZe Clan, YouTube with Yannet Garcia, and all of them. So definitely very interesting to see that there. But GG's to Censor, DougieFresh, Censor, Martin.
GG's Dougie.
Yep. And then moving on to some news here
That's
this
crazy.
afternoon. After major here, so CDL has laid off all of its full-time observing staff. Every CDL employee that worked Major 1 worked without knowing that they would have a job this week. And
Wow.
after not being told about layoffs in the team during last week's Activision Blizzard layoffs. So definitely weird. Definitely weird here. So we do not have a full-time observing staff. So what that looks like and what that means is there's no longer anybody to essentially do all the camera work for the majors. So when you're watching, when you're observing it on YouTube, how they keep cutting to different points of views, different persons. There's someone behind there doing that. There's a team behind there doing that, going to different angles, free cam mode, looking at different maps, making it look aesthetically pleasing and things like that. So that's a crucial part of the CDL, and they just laid off pretty much the whole staff. So
And that's
I'm
like,
interested.
bro,
to see.
that's like, there's no coming back from that as far as like, you could say there's a charm to watching the CDL. Like, okay, maybe there's a select few people who are like super good, and that's like the end outcome is what you see because of them. But like you said, there's a whole team doing this and that and the other thing, multiple teams. This is like the death of the CDL after this year, in my opinion. If they do it another year, it'll be literally like,
Yeah, no,
I
I
don't
mean the
know. It'll
CDL
be in the
needs
back of a
to.
car wash. Like, come watch this. Like, you know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
just need to go back to CWL type thing.
Absolutely, I agree. But definitely sad to see that there. I mean, we definitely had some great
Yeah.
staff on that point, and they ran a successful event. So I
Yeah,
don't know why this
they
happened
did
at
great
all.
jobs. Like, shout out to them. I hate that happened, man.
Yeah, and on the other side too, Activision Blizzard also let go 60 of 72 of their staff on the esports division. So there's currently a total of 12 employees left on the esports division.
What?
And you know, lunchtime bringing up a good point here. I thought this Microsoft thing was supposed to be a good thing, but it's looking like it's not. And they're just kind of coming in and just going absolutely rogue, and laying
Yeah.
off everybody there.
But do you
So
think it's also, I mean, from the Microsoft thing, whenever something's like an acquisition happens, there's going to be some doubling of positions. Like, do you think that's what this equates to, or are they literally just like, hey, you guys are hemorrhaging money, like we need to cut costs, and it's just
so in my
take out the
opinion
staff?
here, what I'm seeing here is a very successful company, Microsoft, coming in not too long ago and buying out Activision Blizzard. And so they're going through and they're looking at everybody and they're seeing where the bottlenecks are, who isn't doing their job, who is doing their job, and they're letting go of everybody. Now, with that being said, they're going to want to. I think that what's going to happen is the CDL is going to dissolve and something new is going to emerge this next year, and they're going to rebuild the staff on every point there.
Okay, I see.
So
I
I can
see.
see where Microsoft was like, all right, these guys are shitters. They're fucking us up. Bye, cleaning house. And then they're going to let some time to start putting job postings up, things like that. I mean, it's only what? It's almost February, and the new game comes out in November, so they got to get new people in the door. It's going to take some time to do that. So I'm thinking maybe mid-time, summertime, into fall time, they're going to start getting a good footing for the new division here, and then I'm sure by the time champs is over with, the CDL will dissolve, and then we'll go to there'll be a big announcement with a new league for professional Call of Duty. So I don't know what that's going to look like. I can see that coming back to the CWL. It could be something even more with
Yeah.
something else. I mean, I don't know. That's just my opinion, kind of seeing how that coming to play there, um, like that.
Okay. I like it. I
Yeah,
hope that's the case. I really do.
and me too. And then also on the Sledgehammer side here, Sledgehammer has appeared to have lost over 25% of their staff as of the layoffs here recently, with employers across the QA, art, design, and other departments saying that they were laid off. So definitely a sad time here to see all this here. Maybe 30% of the staff lost their jobs this week here, but it's actually
Vanguard
insane.
level launch support incoming.
Yeah, yeah, for real, dude.
Fuck, man, that's not good.
Not good at all. And then going on to the other side here, Activision President Rob Kostick has announced new promotion at Activision, with Matt Cox as new general manager of Call of Duty, Tyler Ball as the new SVP of Activision Marketing, and
He
Natasha
balling.
Tatakura as the new chief technology officer at Activision. His full memo here that can be seen. So if you want to pause and read this, you can. I will not be reading this out loud, but this is just reiterating what I just spoke about here in this text above. So interesting stuff here. Maybe we're gonna start seeing some new things pop up with Call of Duty, with some new management in play. Maybe some better decision making, better leadership, things like that. We'll see. Only time can tell here. Anything to speak about before we move on?
I just hope the same. I mean, it's you're us normie folk are unfamiliar with these people, so just best of luck. Don't mess it up, please.
Don't mess it up.
Basically, it's all you can hope for.
Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. And then moving on here, so we have the
Okay.
former CDL commissioner Johanna Ferris has been named the new president of Blizzard. So definitely some hope here of the former CDL commissioner Johanna Ferris being named the new president of Blizzard there. So very interesting to see that there. I don't know what that could look like there. Lots of things can be taken in context here for this year. But
I think it's more about the team around her. I mean, she did everything work smoothly when she was involved with duty, so I would expect everything to go pretty well. I mean, I saw Adam Apicella speak highly just from following him, and shouts out him, by the way. Maybe this all CDL thing dies just in time for his non-compete to end, and then we'll be in good graces.
yeah, I agree, man. I agree. So
On another side tangent.
all I know
but
is a lot of change is coming this year. A lot of
yeah,
change. So it could be either really good or really
month
bad.
to month,
You
bro.
just
I feel
literally
like
stay positive and look at the positives and look at the negatives, man. So we get some new. So obviously, bounce off of that. I mean, Todd's not been in a good spot. So I mean, change is necessary, and so the only thing we can look for is change. So we are. So yeah, Matt Cox, As the new SVP and General Manager of Call of Duty, he's been at Activision for 15 years and has worked on Guitar Hero, Skylanders, Destiny, Call of Duty,
Hey,
and was the recent VP of production product of Call of Duty. So he knows a lot about what he's doing there. So, Matt Cox, good luck to you, sir. We
good
hope
luck.
we wish the best for you there.
Godspeed.
Moving on here, so we have the
Oh yeah,
first
anxious. He's
reveal.
gonna get. Look at this. I'm gonna buy everything in the season pass. And anxious is gonna be so mad at me.
So we have season 2 being announced. It is dropping next week. I believe the actual date is going to be February 7th. Next Wednesday here. Face the Horde in season 2 of Call of Duty Warzone and Modern Warfare 3 coming February 7th here. So cool to see that season 2 is right around the corner here. We got Rick Grimes from Walking Dead as the new operator, and then we have the OG helicopter returning as well. And then Fortune's Keep in the background being teased. So a lot of cool things to see there. Anything that you want to speak about there?
It's crazy seeing Walking Dead still a thing. Like, glad it's in the game. Uh, yeah, that's about it, really. I mean, the other operators, those other two are like straight ass, bro. Like, it's like, let's stop customizing when we get to the pants.
Yeah, for real. Yeah,
I don't get it, bro. But I mean, maybe eventually they'll have a little something I can spend my points on and screenshot anxious, but
true.
yeah, no, it'll be cool. I'm glad. I'll probably start grinding ranked more when the reset happens, to be honest with you. I missed out on this whole last one. It was like what, 3.5 weeks long of grinding ranked
Yeah,
for the reset.
3 weeks. But
Yeah,
reset. So
that's.
it's all good. No worries there. I definitely am in the same boat. You know what I'm saying? But
What are you now, by the way?
Diamond 1 finally.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes,
I've been grinding as much as I wish I could, but it is what it is.
happens. There's shit. Life happens. Fuck.
Yeah, it's all good. Then moving on here. So many have been asking for Activision to release a statement about the multiplayer matchmaking and how it works in Call of Duty, and we finally got some answers with some
Voice
key
chat.
factors. So some connection multiplayer matchmaking process goes for the following. So it takes an account of your connection, your account to time to match, your skill and performance, your skill-based matchmaking, your platform, what platform you're playing on, if you have voice chat or not, what input device you're playing on, what maps and modes you recently played, and then playlist diversity, which, I mean, a lot of this, as far as like skill and performance, which considers your kills, your deaths, your wins, your losses, and more. As far as recent matches, I mean, it's definitely crazy to see all of these factors being included in trying to find one single match for you. Anything to speak about here?
Just looking at it like I'm wondering, is voice chat like
If your mic or
like
not.
what you're actually saying, or if you just got a do you have a mic or not type thing?
I mean, I think
Probably a little both.
both, because they do have that new
Yeah.
ban where if you start talking crazy, they'll just go ahead and ban you, Mike.
Yeah.
I don't know, but only time will tell here. But that's just what I saw here on the TL, so I figured I'd go ahead and let
Oh
everyone
yeah.
know there. And then
Interesting.
a second thing, Activision has officially confirmed on record that there is no hit reg, damage based, or aim assist based factors that affect matchmaking in any way. So if someone was complaining about skill based hit reg, skill based aim assist, damage, anything like that, there's nothing being a factor within matchmaking. Also, purchasing store bundles does not affect matchmaking in any way, and there is also no AI in the Call of Duty multiplayer. So the official statement says as follows: does the Call of Duty matchmaking process impact any in-game elements such as hit registration, player visibility, aim assist, damage, etc.? Answer: no. Our matchmaking process does not impact gameplay elements. Second question: Does spending money on Call of Duty content such as bundles, Battle Pass, or Black Cell change how players are matched? Question mark. The answer was money spent does not in any way, shape, or form factor into matchmaking. Okay. And then the last question here that was asked was, does Call of Duty use bots in multiplayer matchmaking? Question mark. And then the answer was Call of Duty multiplayer does not use bots as part of the general matchmaking process. If this changes in the future, we will inform the community. So,
Cap.
I'm gonna go ahead and say cap on all of this because I've definitely seen some hit registration not work, aim assist.
Big
I
capital,
mean, there was
bro.
definitely a clip that we saw in the previous podcast of someone on Warzone
Yeah.
just getting absolutely hoed for no reason. And then I've definitely seen some testing from a lot of people in the community showing that bundles, battle passes, you buy something that you get matched up with like a lower tier team so that you can shit on them and make you feel good using that new weapon or new bundle. And I've definitely seen that happen. Definitely seen that happen. And then bots and multiplayer, I definitely so this response right here, let me break it down for you. This is such a HR heavy answer. If this changes in the future, we will form the community. So that's already something that they're thinking about, bro. They've already decided, yeah, if they have plans to implement this, if they haven't already. And they probably just decided to revert it, make this statement, and then push it back in there. I don't know, man.
Yeah, they would have left that sentence out.
Yeah,
Otherwise.
it's them telling on themselves right there.
Yeah, they just showed their hand. Good.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Yep, GG. Multiplayer is
Big
officially
GG.
dead. And then I wanted to kind of go into here. I got some leaks for you guys for the final topics of discussion here for Season 2 weapons. This is not announced or not confirmed here, but we'll probably see the FN F2000 from Modern Warfare 2 Original make a return here as an AR. Then we'll also have a Beretta XRK 160, which will be called the HRM 556, which is an AR, which is probably what that Call of Duty Ghost gun was back in the day there. And then we have the Ram 9 SMG making a return, a compound bow for that last thing there.
And
we'll
a
have
sword?
And a sword.
Like, let me get the sword, bro.
That'd be cool. So yeah, I'll be interested to see if these guns are any good there.
That first one on the top left looks crazy.
Top left, that said FN 2000. That's gonna look crazy. Gonna look crazy.
Need that.
And then the last topic here, for Black Ops Call for the 2024 Call of Duty, we have a list of launch weapons that have been leaked here. So as far as Gulf War,
Colt model, baby. Fuck
Colt model. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 assault rifles. We have a Colt model 723, an AK-74, a SETME Model L, an AS Val, an M16, an L85, an AR-18, a Mendoza RM2, and a SAR 80 coming in for the assault rifles. And we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 battle rifles called the SIG, SIG SG542, another CTEME Model C, FAL, and the AEK 973. Then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 submachine guns, a PDW, an FMAE, MP5 making a return, SR2 Verdansk, and Embel, Grendel, SR3 Vickler, EP90 making a return, and the Colt. I'm not talking AKIIRA 9mm machine gun. We got some shotguns coming into play. We got some light machine guns coming into play. We got some
sniper. I was wondering if it was the whole list.
We got looks like 4 sniper rifles: the Dragunov, the PGM Ultima, PGM Hellcat, and the L96 from Black Ops Original 1 making a return. No way. That's sick. That is so sick.
Oh yeah, I can't
That is
wait for
so
that.
sick. And then we got
Let's
a bunch
go.
of pistols, bunch of launchers, knives as well. Ray gun and jet gun for zombies, a breaching tool, stuff there. Okay. So some interesting stuff there. Some weapons coming into Gulf War there, not confirmed, but definitely something to go off of here. If you want to screenshot that and look at that on your own, you can. Definitely crazy to see there. But as far as everything else that I had there, I mean, that's all the topics of discussion I had. I don't know if you wanted to talk about or mention anything else.
I like the ending it with the leaks like that. I mean, I'm interested for Black Ops Gulf War. I mean, Treyarch's finally back. You know, this game's great. Don't get me wrong. There's always something to complain about, but definitely cool to see some leaks. Shouts out Ultra. I mean, we got what 2.5 weeks until qualifiers come back, so there might be a little break from us on our side. But once the topics pile up, you know, y'all be seeing us again. But no, I thought this was a good one, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Same here. I mean, definitely some CDL. Great games were played this weekend here.
GGs, yeah.
GGs to Toronto Ultra. I mean, and then also a lot of all the news that came out this week as well. Sad to see that the support's going away. So best of luck to everyone that got laid off. I hope the best for them and to find
Yes.
employment fast for them there. And then also these leaks here. Excited for Treyarch. New beginnings for the CDL, hopefully, or just competitive Call of Duty for the end of the year coming into Black Ops Cold War. Super excited to see maybe a Black Ops 1 type environment again with some cool guns and Treyarch being the leader within the development as well. So cool to see there. But yeah, if you made it this far here, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. Mr. AMANE, really appreciate you coming in here like always, spitting your facts and your 2 cents. Mr. Executive Producer.
Hey, appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir, man. We always appreciate you. If you guys have anything that you want to see covered on Blind Counter, any topics of discussion, anything like that, definitely let us know in the comments below what you'd like to see here. If you have any clips or anything like that you want to showcase.
Pull them up. Pull it up on X real quick. Show them where to go. Show them where to.
Show them where to go. Go
where
ahead.
to send the clips.
Go ahead.
You got clips.
You got
we
clips.
want them.
You got ammo. Let us know. Go ahead. Type in Blind Counter on your X search bar. Boom. Blind
Bam.
Counter. Go ahead.
We
At
got
Blind
you.
Counter. We got you. Add us. DM us. We want to see your clips. And we'll probably start getting into some clips of the week here. Everything posted here on the link tree. If you want to go ahead and check us out here. Mr. AMANE, the AKIIRA AMANE on Twitter, myself, the Offset X on Twitter. Go ahead and leave us a follow. Drop us a follow on Blind Counter. We're going to be live every Monday night at what time? 9 p.m.
9 Eastern.
9 Eastern. And then 8 p.m.
Central.
Central. So go ahead. We're on Twitch, the Offset on Twitch, and then we're also on YouTube at the Blind Counter. On YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts as well at the Blind Counter there. Go ahead, look us up, leave us a follow there if you want to listen mobilely. But hey, it's been a good episode this far. Mr.
Yes,
AMANE,
sir.
really appreciate you again. Everyone in the chat, really appreciate you. Mr. Anxious, we see you in the chat. Everyone else that tuned in, really appreciate you guys in the chat as well. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
Uh.